Well, hello everybody. This is the Reality Twins. This is our first podcast, and I'm Lexi, or Lex, and my clone.
And I'm Stephanie.
This is our first podcast. We're so excited. Whew, okay. So, gosh, this is so weird. We're doing our first podcast. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to be talking about Bachelor in Paradise. This is season 6, and it's going to be so good and so juicy. I can already tell by the previews and all the commercials leading up to it. But before we get into that, so our podcast is going to be covering a lot of different reality television shows that we've watched over the last couple of years, because honestly, we probably watch the most reality TV out of anyone that I know. We watch everything on Bravo. I don't even know. What else do we watch, Steph?
There's a lot of Bravo, a lot of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Really, we're going to just be getting into Bachelor in Paradise for right now. And then maybe some other different shows.
Yeah, probably because there's been some reality shows on Netflix that I think a lot of people are missing out on, like Selling Sunset. I made Stephanie watch that, and she loved that shit. It was so good. But after Bachelor in Paradise, we'll probably be covering Real Housewives of Dallas or Selling Sunset. We haven't really decided, but we're gonna be talking about pretty much everything on this podcast that you've ever watched. Summer House, Southern Charm,
Vanderpump Rules.
Yeah, Vanderpump, Bachelor and Bachelorette when it comes back on again. Possibly Love Island, but we're trying to catch up on season 1 of Love Island. So maybe the next go around for that. Total Bellas. But yeah, so it should be good. Okay. So,
anyways, let's get into it. Bachelor in Paradise.
Bachelor in Paradise.
We got 2 episodes to unpack, and
it's a lot.
It's already too fucking much.
I know. I didn't think I was gonna need wine, but then I was towards the end, I was just I'm so freaking confused. What's going on? Okay, we don't really want to get into much to the second episode. We want to focus on the first episode, just because, if y'all don't know, Blake released some of his text messages with Kaylin, so we will get into that. That happened in the middle of the episode, but we will get into that. Okay, so the first episode, Hannah G is the first one to get there.
And Hannah G is from Colton's season.
Yes. I like Hannah G. She's cute and nice.
She's plain Jane.
She is kind of plain Jane, yeah, very vanilla.
She, from the previews, it looks like she might end up being the villain this year.
Yeah.
We'll see. She's already kissed about 3 guys, so we'll see. Yeah. Anyways, Hannah G's first one up. She's first one there. Right off the bat, Blake gets there. Who else?
And then Tasia comes. And then, Kaylin's the very last to come. But anyways,
Christina's the very last to come.
Christina comes at the. Oh, okay, yeah, she does. You're right.
Who else? We got. Let's see. We got Derek, who was recently engaged to Taylor from.
They got together in Bachelor in Paradise season.
They're now broken up.
4 or 5.
Derek is back at it. Who else? We have Clay, who's from Becca's season. He's super cute, super tall.
We have Demi, not Demi Lovato, who is preaching to be, not preaching, but she's saying to me that she's gender fluid and she's into both genders. So that'll be interesting. She says she's not exclusive with the girl that she's seeing right now, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. And I like Demi. She's that bitch.
Yeah,
she's
she really is.
It like it is.
For real, though. She's
stuff.
Sucking on her jewel and watching the drama unfold. I'm we have Chris. I don't know how to say his last name. I honestly don't.
It's Chris B. He's been in 7 different Bachelor, whatever pair, spinoffs that they've done. So he's the old man, as well as with Annalise. She's 30.
Chris was so pervy. Just so, I don't know. I get weird vibes, and I don't really care about him. So I was like, okay, right, next. And then we have John Krasinski, Derek, coming down the steps too. So he was one of my favorites. So Oh, wait, you said him already.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we have Wills. There's so many people, and there's like John Paul freaking Jones. Oh my God. So cute. He's so funny. Clay.
John Paul Jones is kind of weird, but
he is,
whatever.
but who's not? And then we have Clay. I think Clay's super cute. Katie. Everyone was digging Katie. But yeah, there's a couple, and there's a lot of rivals. So to just start off right off the bat, literally it's Kaylin talking about Blake. That's the big drama. I'm pretty sure they're going to run with this storyline. But there's a lot of different, like, you know, people who had arguments in past seasons. So there's Kaylin and Blake, Onyeka and Nicole. Onyeka and Nicole were in Colton's season. Those were the two girls that fought about some bullshit. I don't even know.
And then he ended up sending them both home.
And yeah, Colton
really
sent them both home. Cam, ABC Cam from Hannah's season, this last season, always be Cam BS. It's literally him against everyone. I'm like, whatever. And then you have Dean and Christina. Dean will eventually get to Paradise. So we'll have Dean and Christina whenever, if Christina's still around. And then you have Annalise and Clay, and Annalise has some, like, I don't know, backlash because of Clay and Angela.
Annalise and Angela, I guess, are really good friends or whatever. So she's coming at Clay saying that he shouldn't be here that soon and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, girl, mind your own snatch and keep it pushing. You need to worry about getting yourself a fucking rose. Anyways, so so far, Blake is just a piece of shit. Like,
yeah, that's the first.
He's kissed like 4 girls, and it's literally only the first 2 episodes. And then he's basically just trying to say, like, oh, no, like, they're all just situationships. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. That's what they all are. But he wants to say that he's not in a relationship with any of them. Yet he managed to fuck all of them. But yeah, Blake, I guess, has gone ahead. This has just happened in the past, like, hour. Blake has gone ahead and released some of his text messages going between him and Kaylin, and saying that, oh, Kaylin said this was, you know, strictly about sex and yada yada. I don't care at this point. Like, Blake is just shady, straight up shady.
Okay, mm-hmm. So Kaylin comes and says that, you know, her and Blake hooked up. It's kind of, like, hard to, like, trace. It was at Stagecoach. If you hadn't mentioned the 5,000 times they mentioned everyone was at Stagecoach. But that's where they hooked up. And apparently Christina was, he hooked up with Christina the day before. And so that's what was causing all of, like, the weirdness. And Kaylin was just going off and saying, like, he's a sleazeball, and, like, apparently, like, and everyone is like, oh, I want to date, like, talk to Blake, get to know him more. So that's why she was like, he's trash. And I'm just like, not Blake. Like, I seriously, like Blake so much. So I was like, what is she talking about? Like, we've been bamboozled. I loved Blake. Oh my gosh.
Never liked Blake.
Those tears on Becca's season, like,
they were fake then and they're fake now.
I don't know. But yeah.
Moving on. So Clay and Nicole go out on a date. I feel bad for Bibiana because I'm like, oh, I like her, and no one likes her back. So I feel like she's not really getting her fair turn. But I mean, whatever. It is what it is. You got to make moves. You're on Paradise. But yeah. So I think Nicole and Clay will be a thing for a while. Hopefully, maybe, you know.
Oh, we
people
skipped
get
over
snatched up all the time.
Christina and Blake's date, 1-on-1.
Christina and Blake went on a date. Christina basically took Blake on this date to be like, fuck you. And it ended up being into a big old fight.
See, this is where
their date wasn't a date.
See, this is where the up and down comes for me, because I'm like, okay, I love Blake, and I'm like, I'm so glad he's going to Paradise. And then Kaylin was saying all this stuff, like he's being a douche canoe. And so I was like, well, that's confusing, because, like, Blake has always seemed, like, super nice and, like, just so sweet. Like, I don't understand. And then Christina comes and she's like, Christina got hoed in Paradise. If you don't know, she was hoed by Dean. And that was just awful for her. She basically comes down and is like, I'm not about to do all this. Again, you're not going to play me like that. Which I was like, you go, girl. You tell them what's up.
Which is why she took Blake on a date, because it really wasn't a date. It was her to basically tell him to fuck off.
Yeah, and this is where I'm like, okay, well, I don't like you anymore, Blake, because he was getting super defensive. He was like, well, like, you're just being immature. Why is she being immature? Like, you need to grow up and act like a grown-ass man and, like, take responsibility for your freaking actions and not try to sweep he should have just told them before, like, hey, like, I hooked up with, like, not even before, but maybe after, just cleared the air a little bit, but he didn't.
We all know that wasn't going to happen.
So they left that date, and it was just, it wasn't good, and basically Christina was like, grow some balls, man, like.
Basically, the bad thing about all the previous people from Bachelor or Bachelorette, they all know each other. They all have hung out before they come onto Bachelor in Paradise or whatever, so y'all should have taken care of that mess before you came on the show. Anyways, who else?
I also want to say one more thing. I like how Christina and Kaylin are not going after each other. Like, they're not like, well, why did this B do this and blah, blah, blah. Like, because I know that's what usually happens. Like, two girls are, like, talking to one guy, and then, like, they're like, well, she should have blah, blah. Like, they just pin each other against each other. So I'm glad they're not going after each other. I'm glad they're not making, like, a big deal out of it. They're going after the source. Fucking Blake.
So let's just recap. Blake has managed to make out and try to vie for roses from 4 different girls. Hannah G, which is really weird because he was acting like he was all up on Tasia, who he took out on a date first. And
Tasia don't even deserve all that. She deserves so much better. And I'm glad when she found, like, all this out, she was like, nah, I'm not trying to get tied up in all this bullshit nonsense.
And then there's Kaylin, who he was dating before, and then Christina, who was also hooked up with before. So that's 4 total. Hannah, on the flip side, has also kissed 3 people. She's now kissed Blake, Wills from
Dylan.
And
she
Dylan.
Kissed Dylan, yeah.
And no one gives a shit about Wills.
Stephanie, I love Wills. Like, Stephanie doesn't like Wills. I liked him
Wills
on Becca's
is clown
season.
number 1, okay?
He was so nice.
And then right behind him is Chris B, clown number 2.
I like Wills.
Ew,
I want him to find someone.
The blonde hair, the outfits.
You need to leave him alone.
Chris Brown can exit.
Oh my gosh. Do not compare him to Chris Brown, because he is far from it.
Will's literally straight up kissed Hannah G and then then had Dylan walk up and was just like, oh, hey man, shook his hand. No, get out of here. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't like him. I really only fucks with, like, Clay is super cute, Derek, who else? Yeah, those are my 2 favorites, Clay and Derek. And I like them, and that's about it. Everyone else can kick rocks. Girl-wise, I love Demi. I love her and Derek together. That's super cute. I feel like this Blake drama isn't over. I think it's fucking sketchy for Blake to be posting shit up on Instagram. Like, okay, well, you just look guilty.
We'll get to that later. But, so, the couples that are from that form, or I guess not couples, but, like, the people that seemed to click were Hannah and Dylan. They got super cozy after Blake took Tasia on a date, and so Blake and Tasia's date went really well, and then Dylan and Hannah G went off, and, well, I guess Dylan is just being super clingy, like, after, yeah, whatever. They coupled up, so it was, I was just like, I don't know, I don't think they make that great of a couple. I don't know. She seems kind of perplexed. Like, Hannah G seems like she wants to, like, scope out everyone and see what everyone's about.
Well, it's literally, like, the first, like, 72 hours, so.
Yeah. Demi and also Derek are looking mighty cozy together, too. They hooked up straight off the bat, and I was like, okay. Didn't see that coming, but all right. Honestly, I don't know who Katie is from Colton season, which I always thought Katie was too good for Colton. I'm like, I don't know why you here, girl, because you're way too good for him.
I feel like Katie's going to end up going home.
You think?
I don't think she's made any connections with anybody, so it's like, girl,
I think
you're going to get the boot.
At the rose ceremony, she'll definitely be picked, because everyone's like, damn, like, Katie's cute. And I'm like, yeah, she is really cute.
We'll see. We didn't get a rose ceremony.
Yeah, I hate when they do that.
So we'll get a rose ceremony at the very beginning of next week on Monday. And yeah.
And then, okay, who else went on a date? There was more. Okay, Clay and Nicole went on their one-on-one, and I thought that was really cute. Even though I really want Bibby to find somebody. Like, I love Bibby. I want her... I hope she doesn't go home. I'm going to be so upset
Homegirl's
if she
gonna
goes
go home.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
So Clay... Okay, so the thing with Clay... So Clay was dating Angela. I know, but we also need to talk about their date and, like, what Annalise said. So Annalise thought it was going to be okay to come up to Clay and air out all this nonsense about her and Angela. And the way, like, Clay responded to her, I was like, dang. Like, I don't have anything against Annalise, but the way Clay, like, shut her down, he was like, you need to be worried about your own business.
Mind your own fucking snatch, bitch.
I was like, you need to be worried about your own business and making your own connections here. And I was like, damn, I definitely agree. Because I don't know why everyone's acting like all brand new about, like, everyone, like, going off. Like, this is paradise. Like, you're supposed to go find someone and test out the waters with everyone. Like, everyone's acting crazy. Like, Hannah went and talked to Wills. Like, Dylan freaked out. Like, Annalise is freaking out about, you know, Clay not being here for the right reasons. And I'm like, did y'all forget what show y'all signed up for? This is Bachelor in Paradise.
Who the fuck is Annalise anyways? I don't even know what season she's
on,
from.
I think she was on Ari's season. That was a long time ago.
Wow.
Yes, she was on Ari's season. She was the one that was, like, always traumatized about, like, remember when they did, like, the car racing thing?
Oh my god, that was her.
Yes, that was her. Yeah, and then she had something else, maybe about, like, dogs or something. I don't know. She was scared of something. But yeah, that was crazy. I also really like that all of these swirl couples are coming together.
Yeah, these dudes really like the chocolate. You got Blake and Tasia, Clay and Nicole.
All the guys like Katie.
Everyone loves Katie. Who else? Wills likes Hannah G. Yeah, swirl life.
I'm loving it. I'm just like, yeah, JPJ and, like, a lot of, I know JPJ specifically said he really liked Katie, and
JPJ also made out with Onyeka.
I know Onyeka's not my favorite.
Homegirl's just looking for a rose.
I just don't like her. I know. I just don't like her.
I don't like
eyebrows.
Jane. Jane got into Bachelor in Paradise. I don't know how. She was the first one to leave on Colton's season, and somehow managed to swiggle her way into Paradise.
Yeah,
she's really already annoying off the bat with the hot sauce and all that nonsense. No thanks.
Yeah, I don't know how she got off this show. I was just like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, I'm ready for her to leave. No one really bothers me in this show except for her, and I'm just like, yeah, you can leave. I don't really care about you. And then she practically poisoned JPJ. He was over there choking on a taco.
On Taco Tuesday.
On Taco Tuesday, no doubt. The ridiculousness. All right. Well, we're going to take a break, and we will be right back. Okay, we're back. Had to take a potty break.
Hello. Okay, so basically in the second episode, we're towards the end. We're at the cocktail party. It's basically guys' choice for this first rose ceremony. So basically 3 girls are going home. So basically at the cocktail party, it's a free-for-all for who can get a rose from who. Kaylin goes for Cam, which I thought was really fucking weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
I think she's just trying to get a rose. Yeah. Same with Onika and
starting to crack.
John Paul Jones. I think some of these girls are just trying to get a rose so they can stay in the game longer. As for Blake, so basically in the middle of the episode, on his personal Instagram, he has now released the text messages between him and Kaylin, basically saying that Kaylin said this was strictly for sex, yada yada yada, and that she knew it was going on the whole time, and that they were texting a week before they started filming for Paradise. Still, I think, is shady, but that's just my opinion.
They're both being shady, I think. Like, super just so, like, they're both in the wrong, pretty much. Like,
I
basically...
don't think Kaylin's in the wrong. I think Blake is still in the wrong, even though you just released whatever text messages from whatever, that still doesn't tell the whole story. So you're still being shady by ignoring Kaylin when she got there.
Yeah, I think so too. And also, like, what is the freaking big deal? Like, y'all hooked up, like, whatever. Like, just say that y'all hooked up. Like, I understand why Kaylin was mad because she was being ignored. Like, I'd be pretty pissed too if someone was ignoring me. But, like, y'all clearly had a conversation before y'all went to Paradise, and from the looks of those texts, it looked like Kaylin just wanted sex, which is totally fine. But, like, Blake isn't in the clear either. Like, he was being shady too about this. So, I honestly, well, and, you know, like, 5 seconds, he was crying up until the last 30 minutes of the episode, and then
turned around and lit some candles for Hannah G.
Yeah.
When he should have been doing all that for Tasia. I was so
like,
confused. So basically, I think Blake is a piece of shit. I've never liked Blake. I don't know why everyone is tripping over him. Everyone thinks he's so cute. His neck is the same width as his fucking head. It's fucking weird. So, yeah. So, I don't know. I think Katie's not going to get a rose. I think Bibiana's not going to get a rose. And Jane is also not going to get a rose. From the looks of if you watch the preview, you basically can figure out who stayed and who goed. And I didn't see Katie, I didn't see Bibiana,
or Jane,
and I didn't see Christina or Jane.
Fingers crossed Bibiana stays, but we don't know. And then, like, I'm pretty positive that Dylan is going to give his rose to Hannah G. I guess it honestly just depends on, like, who gets to go first, to be honest. And, like, Wills was trying to cozy up to Hannah G too, and she was like, swerve.
So basically, someone's going to have to give out a pity rose, because some people are not going to be able to pick who they want to pick. So
they're
going to be forced into picking someone else or throwing themselves out.
Yeah, because 3 guys want to pick Hannah G, and, like, obviously that's not possible. So there's definitely going to be some pity roses. I'll be really interested to see who Cam picks.
Cam is going to pick Kaylin.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They talked.
Yeah.
That's weird.
And anyways, as of right now, Blake hasn't posted anything else on his personal Instagram. Y'all can go look it up on Instagram and see for yourselves before it gets deleted. Apparently, Colton and Cassie were involved in whatever got out before they started filming for Paradise, which is also in his text messages. Head on over to Instagram to see for yourselves.
Yeah, go on over to Balake's Instagram, because people are about to go.
Balake, you done fucked up.
About to go to war. But yes, thank you everyone for joining us on our first podcast. Sorry, that was kind of rocky. There's so much to unpack from Bachelor in Paradise, and this is just the first 2 episodes, so things are gonna get
let the drama
wild.
and the fake tears continue.
Oh my god, I love it. So let's do at the end. So who was twinning for this episode? I want to say it's definitely Demi.
Demi for sure.
And who was losing? Most likely Blake.
Oh yeah, Blake is losing for sure.
Oh, he started out so well.
He's really trying to save face, but it seems to not be working.
It's not working. I'm still undecided about how I feel.
I'm very decided. Blake's a piece of shit.
I don't know how I feel about Blake in this Kaylin situation. It looks like it's really not that deep. So I feel it. I don't know. I feel
He's
like
Blake
Blake
added to my clown list.
I think Blake is a good guy, but he just made some wrong decisions, like a certain someone, Jed,
Dean.
Yeah,
Dean's gonna come into this looking like Mother Teresa.
But yeah, we'll see. We've got several weeks to see how all of this unfolds. So
Catch us next week.
Catch us next week. We will be posting. We're just going to do 1 episode a week for now. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at itstherealitytwins@gmail.com. And I've been Lexi. Oh, I don't want to say that. Sorry, I take that back, because that's definitely what Ashley I says. That slipped out. I knew it was going to slip out. But that's been our show. And I'm Lexi.
And I'm Stephanie.
Have a good night, y'all.